Okay, this is July 6th, 2024, and I wanted to update you on how my hummingbird garden is doing. And it's taken me a little while today to be able to do this. There was lawnmowers and all kinds of noises, and probably more noises will start again. But anyway, I thought I'd get this started. So, what have I been up to and all this kind of stuff? Well, there's been a lot of things happening. A lot of different flowers are now flowering. I went through a painting spurt, so I've been doing some painting. And one of the fun painting things I did was this guy here. He is now gold, just like the guy that's in the fountain over there. So I decided to paint him to match, and then I started painting a lot of things red, because red is the theme for hummingbirds. So I made this guy red, and I made some this mushroom. It was red, but you know, the paint falls off, so I made this red. So I did a bunch of painting, and that was one thing I did. And I even wrote myself a quick list of things I wanted to talk about today. So anyway, flowers. I wanted to show you. This is the coolest thing. This is called a royal catchfly. See, it has 5 petals. This is a sticky plant. It actually is related to carnivorous plants, and the stem and the leaves are sticky, and insects can get stuck on them and actually die. It almost looks like there's a little bug on one of the petals there. But it's one of the few prairie plants. It's a native prairie plant in the Midwest. It's one of the few that is pollinated by hummingbirds, the ruby-throated hummingbird, which is really cool. So you can see some there, and a lot of these are now starting to show up all over this hummingbird garden. So first time I started growing them, I thought, oh, I don't like that spot, so I moved it, and I thought it was dead. It just did not transplant well. And then the second year, it showed up, and now I've moved it a couple of times, and it's okay now. So I don't know. It is a little bit finicky, though, if you want to move it around. So that's a cool flower that hummingbirds like. Here's another one that I haven't seen the hummingbirds at. This is some kind of, it's called Little Rocket. I forget exactly the name, but it's some kind of rocket. And you notice it's tubular, but it is yellow, which makes it different. Other things that are blooming, let me think here. Oh, cardinal flowers are blooming. It's so exciting. So this one, do you see this? Here, let me get this closer. This is a cardinal flower. It's so beautiful. And here's some more. This cardinal flower here is called black truffle cardinal flower. And as you can see, it has a black leaves instead of the kind of classic cardinal flower with the green leaves. And they are native. I think they're both, the green and the black truffle leaves ones are both native plants, which are really cool. Here's the, this is called butterfly flower, and hummingbirds do like this. This is kind of a milkweed, and I can actually grow this. I grew some of this. Milkweed isn't that easy to grow. It took me a little while to figure it all out, but this is another one that hummingbirds love. And right now, the hummingbirds are going to this red sage. I think it's called like autumn red sage. It's going to firecracker plant or vermillionaire. It's going to this one a lot. Looks like this. It's tubular. It's going to bat plants or bat face plant. It's going to those. Trying to think. Here's a new salvia that I added. It's called Russian sage. Actually, it's a Russian sage. Trying to think what else. What's interesting is firecracker is a common name for a number of plants. Often they're Kufia plants, but sometimes they belong to a totally different genus. This is called a firecracker plant, and it's a hybrid of some kind of Russalia, Russelia. Notice the leaves it looks almost like a pine tree. It's this plant is like native to Mexico, and they also call that a firecracker plant, just like the vermillionaire, which I just showed you. is also called a firecracker plant, but it's Kufia is the scientific name of the genus. Here's another Kufia. This one, I grew that one by seed, so that's kind of cool. And the moonflowers, now they're not blooming right now, but they did at night. You can see some of the old blooms. So that's starting to bloom. And I have to make a little walk around to show you another favorite plant of the hummingbirds. Ooh. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck on beard tongue. The beard tongue, the classical beard tongue that looks like this one, it's penstemon. Not much of it. Right now I had to deadhead almost all of it, and it should come back, but that type of penstemon is, you know, it flowers early, and then you gotta deadhead it and hopefully get another round of flowers. There's another kind of penstemon or beard tongue. This one, this is so cool. So I had this whole thing deadheaded, and now look at how beautiful it is, and it's coming back, which is so beautiful. So that one's coming back. And then I wanted to show you, the hummingbirds are going crazy over cardinal vine, or sometimes they're called cardinal climber. This one, which I showed you before, but they're really going to that one a lot. I saw like 2 hummingbird fights already today. The hummingbird activity is now starting to pick up, and I do believe that probably a couple of baby hummingbirds have fledged, and I think that's what we're starting to see more of. And they're starting to go for some other flowers. Oh, my bee balm. My bee balm is beautiful bee balm. I love the red bee balm. You know, I had bee balm, your classic native bee balm that looks like, this is a dwarf one, but it looks like this. This is your kind of classic bee balm. This one is unique in that it's a dwarf one. But I found that it grew so high, and it was just so aggressive that I pulled it all out, and I kept all the red. And I learned that this other kind of a purplish bee balm seems to outgrow the red. So I got the purplish and the reds. So, but it all grows really well, and it's not too high. And I've seen hummingbirds go to it, which is really cool. Coneflower is starting to bloom. And again, this part here now, I'm more at the the butterfly area. And dill is coming up. This is for the swallowtails. Lots of milkweed. This is swamp milkweed. I've seen a few monarchs, not a ton of them, but a few. Here again, this is more like different kinds of milkweed. This is the butterfly flower, or the red milkweed. This is a white swamp milkweed. This is verbena. It gets really tall. But butterflies like this kind of stuff. And the pokers. Oh my God, the pokers are growing so good now. Pokers. Trying to figure out, what is that? I don't know what that is on there. Is that a creature? Oh, I gotta analyze that. This looks weird. But this one poker plant, look at all those pokers. And I have seen a hummingbird go to it today, which was pretty exciting. So look at that. That is so cool. Look at that. And they say that hummers remember every single flower they go to. And look at how many flowers they can get to. Oh, look at, there's a little bug on there. That is so cool. This one poker, I don't know if it's a mutant or what, but look at this. It's got these other pokers are showing up on there. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe it's mutating or something. I don't see that. Once in a while I see that. I guess that one's doing it. I don't know. Maybe it's all the rain we've had. We've had a lot of rain here. So some kind of weird stuff going on with that. Let's see. So I showed. This is really cool. This is called agastache, I think. And hummingbirds like this. So there's the agastache. Let's see, what are the flowers I wanted to point out? Oh, it's not blooming over there, but it is blooming over here, is blazing star, which is typically for butterflies, but I saw a hummer go to it today, and this is blazing star. This is kind of your classic one. There's also one called Prairie Blazing Star, which I have, but it's not blooming yet. And supposedly that's like one of the #1 plants for monarchs. But it looks like this is blazing, Prairie Blazing Star. Just a long thing, and it's not blooming yet. Oh, let's see, what other flowers did I want to talk about? I think that's the main ones. Cardinal flower, I think main ones, you know. And again, you know, they still like a lot of the other flowers. You know, like I think I mentioned earlier, this hot lip salvia, again, is one of their all-time favorites. But, God, they're so noisy out here. And I got some lilies blooming. The one great thing about all this rain is that I've been able to transplant, move plants around because it never gets too dry. Everything has been adjusting quite easily. This is a calla lily, really beautiful calla lily. You know, and you know, they're still, a lot of times the hummingbirds, when they come in, they're going to this vine, which is the cardinal vine, which is an annual. And then they're coming over here to the bat plants and that other Kufia, that small, it's called Hummingbird Lunch or something, which is another firecracker plant, which is up in this, it looks like a water jug thing or water can. They go to that. They go to these bat plants. They go to the other Vermillionaire. They haven't been going to the shrimp plant, which is this right there in the middle. But you know, so they do like the stuff that I put up there. And I'm thinking they're gonna go to the cardinal flower anytime now. But you know, like I said, everything is looking pretty good. All this rain, and I was able to mulch. So I've got cedar mulch down, so it smells really good. And you know, as soon as I put that cedar mulch down, some of the plants were getting like little holes in them from snails or aphids or something, and as soon as I put that mulch down, a lot of the leaves cleared up. So you know, some people say that it's like insecticidal. It doesn't rot. A lot of people like to build log houses out of cedar for that reason, but then other people say no, that's not true. But I don't know, to me, I think it worked. I mean, it did something. That was the only change. So other things I want to talk about are, let me think, I did all kinds of paint. We have water features. Got a couple new water features. This one was from last year, but this it's not running right now because the sun went down. But this is a solar fountain. See a little solar panel. We need some sun. There should be sun any minute now because it's looking blue sky. Look at that blue sky. I guess I should go like that. Look at this blue sky. Come on. Where is the sun? Come on, hurry up, get over there. Let's see. There's another solar fountain. This is my newest water feature. It was very cheap because turns out her head was broke off. Look at that. She was decapitated. Don't ask me how. But you can't really tell. I should get like some scarf or something for her neck so nobody can even tell at all. Look, she's running now. We need a little bit more sun for the... There we go, get more sun to get the faucet to run. Look at the faucet, it's working better and better. When I first got this, oh my God, I could not get the faucet to run. It was clogged up and I worked on it. Look at that, now it's doing really, really good. And you know, I prefer this to be like a drip fountain for the hummingbirds. So, and again, that's a solar one, runs off of solar. Here's another solar thing. Had it last year, that runs off of solar. Here's another solar thing. You know, and I'm always adding my red stuff, so I got my little ant there because a little hummingbird can stand on there and have a drink or whatever. And some of the birds are really starting to use some of these garden decor as perches. I mean, they're going on these, the chickadees especially are going on these are called sandhill cranes, with their really artsy fartsy. They've been going on those. And on the phage that I got from John Cron. They've been using the phage, which I put in the middle. I had to work a little. The blackbirds were so very bad. This first video that I made, They were so bad, and it was just awful. And the babies were in here, and they destroyed a couple of plants. And that's why I kind of had to build up my vine a little better, because they wrecked one of the vines and they were wrecking some plants. And I even took away the grape jelly because two of the female blackbirds were small enough to get into the cage with the orioles. So I took away the grape jelly for a week. I brought it back just a couple of days ago, and the blackbirds are pretty much gone. You know, just a couple adults around, but there's no babies all over the place. Grackles are gone, and the orioles are slowly coming back now. So they got their jelly now, they got some sugar water, and they are coming back now. So that is good. So now it's turning back into more of a cardinal, chickadee, hummingbird, orioles. This is so, you know, what I want. I don't want blackbirds and grackles. One problem, the other problem I am having is the robins. I've got one robin family that is kind of weird. I had a robin run after a hummer today. This mama robin, she made a nest in a hanging potted plant. And I was like, I can't have her right in the middle of the garden. It was just not, so I took it and I hung it just over by the garage, and I guess she never found it. So she's still mad at me, and she's just terrorizing other birds in her garden. So, and I think her babies have fledged now, and she's just about done dealing with that stuff. But my goodness, if it's not the blackbirds or the grackles, now it's the robins. Here's a fun plant. This is a gnome seed plant. Another thing I wanted to show you is, so hummers make their nests, and they make nests out of like lichen and moss and spider webs and fern fronds and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's all great, but once they start to feed on flowers, spider webs are not so good for them. It's good for them to make their nest, but not when they're hanging on the flowers, because then they get all sticky from all these spider webs. And so this is a cool thing. This is a cobweb. It gets rid of cobwebs. So in the morning, I go around and I just go around and I get rid of, just all I gotta do is touch the cobweb. I get rid of the spider webs with this cobweb thing. It was just at the hardware store. It was at Kids with File. So I do that so that they aren't inhibiting the hummingbirds. One other thing I do that I didn't talk about last time is that I have these, you know, you can get these at, I don't know, I got them at Stein's, I think, but these containers, looks like a red flower here. And you put like fruit, you can put any kind of fruit, but I tend to put bananas because I eat a banana a day. You put them in here. Let's see if I can open this. Look at that. When they turn brown, I hate bananas. So you put them in here, and then they make fruit flies get on it, and the fruit flies come out of these little slits here, and it's just the right size. Hummingbirds can eat those little fruit flies, and that's what this is for, is to provide some protein or some bugs for the hummingbirds. And I've seen the hummingbirds come hovering over here and getting bugs, and I've been seeing them with their tongues out eating bugs. So I got a couple of these hanging up. And even though I have my feeders out, man, I never see them go to the feeders. So, hollyhocks, they're doing good. There's another one of those fruit fly things. And then I got a couple of whirligigs. This is an old whirligig, and I got 2 years ago, I think. And I repainted it as a common loon. And its buddy is over there on that side. So just a few weeks ago, not even a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I got this, I buy a lot of stuff used. I'm on a budget that's tight. Excuse me. And I got a tickle. I bought this loon here, and it had a broken wing. So my neighbor Roger Gasser, he helped me make a new wing. He pretty much made the wing. I just painted it and put it on the loon. And got another whirligig. So I love whirligigs. I think they're fun. So I got whirligigs. Let's see what else. Trying to think of what else I want to show you. Let me think. Where's my list? The orioles are back. I talked about the robin being a bully. talked about the firecracker plants, talked about cobwebs, I talked about, oh, another thing you can do, which I read about, is you should save your old rakes, and you can put them up somewhere, and then you can put like oranges on them, or I just put some bananas. See that old rake? I just put some bananas on there too, just the peels, and then that'll attract fruit flies again for the hummers. And you know, hummer could sit on that little fence there and then go get some bugs. So pretty cool. Let's see what else. I think, you know, everything is just growing. It's just massively growing. It's just really cool. Let's see here. Take you around, show you around. The water features are all working. There is some stuff that I do use to help keep the water clean. You know, and every now and then you gotta clean them anyway. It's just gonna get algae or whatever. But I do use this stuff. It seems to help. You know, it's from Duncraft. They don't tell you what's in it, but it's not supposed to be dangerous. You know, there's enzymes or something. It's kind of like when you plug up your toilet or something. You got a higher rooter, and they go, well, you should be using enzymes and putting them down once a week. Kind of like that, where it's just something that helps to degrade any organic matter that might be in your, in this case, bird bath, or in your pipes for your septic or all that kind of stuff, if it was your plumbing. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You know, there's always little things I'm adding, things I'm moving. Oh, I want to talk about swings, because now is the time when more birds are going to show up. And one thing I noticed is they really like to be high. And you can see up there I've got wires. Two of the wires, the thinner wires, are cable internet wires. You know, I only use AT&T, but there's also one from Spectrum from eons ago. The other day, 2 days ago, there was a hummer that was just sitting on one of those lines and would go and feed, and go back to the line, then go and feed. And they like to be on those. So I'm making my swings a little bit higher. You can see on the tulip tree, I've got a swing. I put a swing up there. I might change how that is so it's even higher, but there's a swing up on that, hanging on that shepherd's hook like thing. So I'm trying to put some of those swings higher. There's a swing up there by this feeder, up here, you know. And one trick you can do, which is what I do, and here this one came that way, but a lot of times I will add a red thing to the swings so they can find them. So I got a swing there. This is one of my new feeders. Fran, my neighbor, gave me this beautiful feeder. It's like the perfect feeder. It's red, it's got perches, it's got a good suction to it, it's got like a good seal. It's hard for any wasps to get the nectar out, so it's like the perfect feeder. And then I got one of these things that you put over it to keep it in the shade a little bit better so it doesn't go bad so fast. So perfect feeder. And even though I don't see them at the feeder, you know, they could be there, especially at like dusk or dawn. So anyways, and you know, I've been putting up little stuff, like I got this at the repurposed store for like, I don't know, $1 or something. Everything is doing good. You know, lots of rain, lots of rain we've had. All my I collect water. All my water barrels are full, and you know, my gutters, I gotta fix them because they leak, so they're not even very efficient. And I do use this rainwater, but they're full. I mean, I used a little bit out of this one, but you know, there's overflow. I've got lots of water, and of course I'm gonna have some mosquitoes too, probably, but I should probably mow lawn too. But we have had, in some ways, too much rain. There's a couple trees that are being affected. The tulip tree back there is having some issues, and there's a peach tree that is not happy at all. So too much rain. And, you know, the aphids got my lupine. The honeysuckle is coming back after its aphid infestation. But you know, you can see everything is happy as a lark, blooming. My look at this, my hibiscus. the one that I stomped on and broke. It's happy now. It's coming back. Happy, happy, happy. This here, this plant, the only bad thing about this plant, this is called pineapple salvia. And, you know, you would think pineapple yellow, right? No, it makes these beautiful red tubular flowers, but the flowers don't come until like September. So it's like, that's why I have it in a pot, because then when it finally does flower, then I can move it more to the hummingbird garden area, because otherwise it's just this green thing. And I've got some Mexican sunflowers, which don't make any sense at all to me. I plant those, hummingbirds love those. They get like 5 feet tall. Well, it looks like, oh, that's a baby. Is that a baby blackbird? Get out of here. Go, go, go. Get out of here. But it looks like one of them, and I bought some. I should have just planted them. I usually plant them with by seed. I should have just did that, but I just got busy, whatever. But I put them in pot. I put them in pots. And look it's starting to flower, and it's not even a foot high. I put it over here because last year they were over here. They got like 5 feet high. But look at this. This one and this one showed up just by being planted here last year. So I was thinking I might put both of these in pots, and then I can move those around. And once they flower, I can move those around and put them into the hummingbird garden. It's just weird. They're supposed to get 3 to 5 feet tall, but I was getting them where they were getting like 5 to 7 feet tall. So really strange. And again, I'm trying to rebuild some of this cardinal flower vine because the blackbirds were into it, and I was losing my patience. So I'm trying to build the popcorn vine to go faster up this cool trellis. So I started to plant there. I got that plant there, and I'm hoping it's not going to be long before it fills this whole trellis and you can see these beautiful little candy corn flowers. So sometimes I do lose my patience. And again, this is butterfly weed. This just came up on its own. It's perennial, just like the swamp milkweed. So these were here, so here's some more milkweed that just came up on its own. I got some baby bunnies, and right now they were eating my pussy willow and dill, or last year they were eating my milkweed. You know, every year it's different. My neighbor just told me and I saw it, they just totally annihilated her hibiscus. So I never know what they're gonna eat. So anyways, I think I covered everything. Pretty much. So anyway, I just thought I'd fill you in on how the garden's going, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.